I didn't bring any business cards today. If you guys want to know more about me or find me, you can follow me. I pretty much have RJN, which is my initials. Sometimes I go by RJ, EJ, and CJ. RJN, Carpe Diem. So Carpe Diem is to seize the day, spelled C-A-R-P-E-D-I-E-M. I'm a serial social entrepreneur. I love starting companies. I love helping starting companies. And I love helping you guys because when I was in your spot, it didn't seem like anybody was there helping me. I didn't feel like anybody talked to me about what my potential was or what the things that I could accomplish. So I now make it a mission and a passion of mine to come tell you guys about starting your own business, about how I was defined as a loser, how I was defined as, my guidance counselor told me to get a factory job. Nobody gave me a plan for success. So I love the Extreme Entrepreneurship Tour. I love West Liberty for showing you guys that you can fulfill your dreams. You can be whatever you want to be with whatever your company that you want, whether it's a design company, whether it's real estate, whether it's working with people with special needs, whether it's jumping out of airplanes with 6'4" Jamaican men, which creeps me out, EJ. We'll talk about it. Is that okay? Thank you for having me. It was honored. I'm honored to be able to share my story with you guys. I hope that you took something from it. I'll be on the panel. I love talking about myself. And that you figured that out, right? So thank you, West Liberty.
Sure. Well, that's a lot of learning going on. Turn to the person next to you, give them a high five, and tell them you're all right. Like Rob said that we're going to have a panel. So at the very end of this session, if we missed anything, if we didn't answer one of your questions, you can ask your questions. You're going to get real feedback from Rob, Steven, our other entrepreneur, Les, Hugo, which is a student who's running a business, some local entrepreneurs, and talk about resources. So if we don't get to one of your questions, we're saving the questions for the very end. I think the panel is my favorite part because you get real feedback, real advice from people who's done it. So what we're going to get into now is what I call the Dream Action Workshop. So we have these events all the time, and the toughest thing is, it's like a shot of adrenaline, but then it kind of falls off tomorrow. So my goal is that whatever it is you want to do, or whatever you're interested in, that you take action in what you want to do. Is the mic working, by the way? Okay, cool. So I'm going to go through a quick, what I call a Dream Action Workshop. After that, I'm bringing up Stephen Washington from Philadelphia. He's in the real estate, retail trade, international trade, and he does a lot of cool things and has a really unique story. Has anyone ever seen Catch Me If You Can? That's what Stephen's story reminds me of. So if you want a good story, he's next as well. So in order, I feel like my voice is gone. I'm yelling from the first piece. All right, so in order to go to the next level, bam. Oh, who was here for the first? What time is it? People in the front. Who hasn't seen the what time is it? People in the back. Okay, so when we say what time is it, you guys say awesome time. Make sense? What time is it? Awesome time. What time is it? Awesome time. Check it out.
Chloe, will you have Keith be your wedded husband, to live together in the covenant of marriage? Will you love him, comfort him, honor and keep him, in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, be faithful to him as long as you both shall live? The rings, please.
Who would be mad at that make it running? Who would think that's funny? Wow, nice. A lot of ladies raise their hands. I thought you'd be like Bridezilla. Interesting. Okay, so again, awesome time has nothing to do with what we're learning. I just wanted to show you those things. So the startup secrets of starting your life. So the first thing is finding meaning in what you do. So this guy is from Pittsburgh. It's a book I read. Anyone ever read the book Making the Impossible Possible? Does anyone know who Bill Strickland is? Yes. So Bill Strickland, this is his kind of quote about the meaning of life. He says, "An authentic life is not something we pursue. It's something that must be created out of the passions and values that matter to us each and every day." He says, "The life we want is not necessarily something in the future." So many people write down on their paper where I want to be in a year, where I want to be in 5 years. This is what a happy life will look like in 10 years. And what he says that you can have that now, by having the attitude and taking the action now to whatever it is you want to do. And I believe this is the foundation to the rest of the Dream Action Workshop. So, an opportunity in entrepreneurship comes down to identifying a vision and a solution. So, step 2 is identifying a problem. You may be very passionate about something.
No, you don't want me to criticize you in front of everybody?
But until you find a problem,
Yeah, he said it wasn't.
you don't have any
Check,
business.
check,
So
check,
you may
check.
be passionate about something, but until you find a problem to your passion, that's where an opportunity lies. A lot of people
Yeah,
look for
no,
opportunities,
I think
not problems.
so what you
A lot of
gonna
people
do
say,
is
what's the fastest way to cash?
The,
And what happens is that's when people get in trouble, that's when people quit
Yes.
business,
Yeah,
because they're
really
doing
enjoyed
something
that
that they don't
quite a bit.
necessarily enjoy. So when times get rough, like the economy, when
I think
things
the
get tough,
students
or
did a
when
lot.
your
They're
employees
engaging.
quit, or
This thing won't come
when
off.
you don't have the money for the month, or
Become
you figure out
wonderful.
how you're going to pay your employees. When things get tough, they bail out when you look for opportunities. But when you have a problem that you're passionate about, if it's homeless people, or it's like what Rob did. Rob is really interested in helping special needs, elderly special needs people. Find a passion in a problem, and that's where the value is created. So people say, how do you create a job in what you do? You say, okay, I don't have any skills. What am I going to do? So it's finding what you love to do. So I believe we're in the action economy. So what that means, before the smartphone, who here has a smartphone? Bam. Before the smartphone, before the internet, we could get on our phone, and we couldn't get on our phone and learn anything. So knowledge was power. The more you know, the more your salary grows. Now we're in the action economy, because I can teach you how to market a business by searching Google. I can teach you how to I can give you a haircut, learn on YouTube. I can learn how to crochet. I can learn a lot of things off of the internet. So now we're in a time where the people who succeed are the people who take action. It's not your IQ, it's your I will. So that's the next step, is the people who are going to win in this tough economy are those who's taken action. It's not necessarily just learning as much as you can. And back in the time, while going to college, you could just learn through college, graduate, and get a good job. Now college has to be a side piece to what you love to do. Are you creating value? Are you taking action on what you're learning in the classroom? And that's how you market yourself for jobs. Because people are going to say, they don't care. They do care about your GPA, but what they first want to really know is, are you taking action? Are you serious about what you want to do? Now, in order to, who here kind of knows what they want to do? Who here has no idea? Okay. So, usually it doesn't matter because you're going to switch in like the next hour. But I don't do a good job, so I actually need a volunteer to talk about vision. Anyone out there? I need a volunteer. Volunteer. No volunteers. Bam! I appreciate it. Stand up, please. Come up to the stage. Give her a big round of applause. All right. All right. How are you doing? You enjoying yourself? Oh, come up here. Hold by. Okay, what's your name? Everyone say hi, Claire. Hi, Claire. All right, Claire. I want to discuss with you vision. I'm going to put the mic down. All right, so I want to give you a gift. What I want to give you here, Claire, is a piece of tape. Don't rush the stage. Don't be jealous. What I want you to do is I want you to take that piece of tape, come to this wall, and I want you to pin this tape on this wall as high as you can. Woo! Bam! Bam! Everyone sees where her tape is. Now, do you think that is as high as Claire can go? Or do you think she can go higher? If you think Claire can go higher, can I get an oh yeah? Oh yeah. Claire. I believe you can go higher than that too. bill, that is yours to keep. We got 2 $5 footballs up there. Think about it, you know, this is big. That's your $10 to keep. So let's give her a big round of applause. Let's support Claire. She ain't even gonna try to jump. She's like, ain't paid me enough. Oh, we still got enough. Give her a big round of applause. You might need to split it with this guy. You know, I'm on my cut. All right, give a big round of applause, everybody. Now, I use this example because even when I was a kid, I was raised in a small town in North Texas, a single parent. Go ahead and take it with you. Go ahead and do whatever you need. So, he's $10 richer. Bam! So, my mom would always be one of those, did you do your best? So I would come home with B's and C's, and my mom would be like, oh, David, did you do your best? I'm like, yeah. That's all I can ask for. So, I think that's how life is a lot when it comes to entrepreneurship or success. People just say, oh, do the best you can. So people go up and give their best shot. I told Claire, put that tape as high as she can on the wall. She went up, got on her tippy toes, put the tape up. But when I gave her a vision, a clear-cut directions, clear-cut reward at the end, she got the chair and got the $10 bill, which was 8, 10, 12 inches higher than her previous point. Now, why did Claire not take the chair in the first place? Why, when I said, pin it up as high as you can, she didn't grab the chair? Because we don't know how great we can be, or how good we can be, unless we have a clear vision on what we're trying to do. So, step 1 is to be positive. Step 2 is to solve a problem that you're passionate about. Because when you're passionate about the problem, identify that problem and pick some goals and action steps to what you want to do. Does that make sense? All right. So this is kind of my favorite Chinese proverb. It's actually the only one I know. But it says that if you don't know the purpose of your life, then the purpose should be to find your purpose. Now, a great example of the power of purpose is successful young people. Like, look at young athletes or celebrities like singers. I know these are bad examples. Even like Mark Zuckerberg or really young people who succeeded at an early age. They started a lot earlier. I mean, let's give an example. I don't have Justin Bieber fever, but let's just say Justin Bieber. He's 18 years old. In 2010, he made $100 million. But he wanted to be a singer since he was 3 years old. So he has, 15 years ahead of, if you decide to be a singer right now, if you're 18, let's say you're 20 and you want to be a singer. He has 17 years on him. So I think the earlier you find your purpose, the quicker you can get to success. The problem is people don't know what they really love because they're afraid to explore. And I believe the way you explore what you love doing is by going into action. So I would like to talk to you about my story, how I took action, since this is a smaller group, how I took action, how I became an Amazon bestseller for my book, how I run Student Success Academy, who has 20 college employees, and we run in the state of Texas. So is it okay if I share my story with you guys? Cool. And there's the rich dad, poor dad that Rob was talking about. I need him for a day. I felt good. Okay. So, like I said, are you guys from small towns? Who's from a town smaller than 10,000 people? Okay, 5,000 people. Okay, I was raised in a town of 5,000 people, and before I got to this small town, I moved 8 times before I got to high school. You know what happens to someone when you move 8 times? You become extremely awkward because you don't know how to make friends. So I was the kid always in the back with my hands crossed, just going through school. I remember having all the kids coming up and saying,